Let's make some chilaquiles. This is a delicious Mexican breakfast dish that can have so much variety in how they're prepared. Just don't confuse them with their Tex-Mex cousin, migas. Migas are tortilla chips scrambled with eggs, but the key part of chilaquiles is to smother and simmer your totopos in a delicious chili sauce for a soft yet crunchy, big, flavorful bite. Chilaquiles can be red or green, and they're typically served with queso fresco, crema, cilantro, and onions. But they can also be served with chicken, bacon, carnitas, avocado, or beans. Basically, it's another ain't no right way, ain't no wrong way breakfast or brunch dish that dreams are made of. Heck, slap a thin ribeye on there and I would even eat them for dinner. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to prep a delicious red chili sauce, fry your own tortilla chips, and how to execute the assembly of this dish so that it comes together in a perfect bite. Vámonos! Alright my friends, I want to take a quick moment to talk a bit about the sponsor for this video, Made In. We cook a lot in my home, way more than we could ever show you in our videos, and I'm always on the hunt for the best cookware to improve my recipes. Then I came across Made In, did some research, and I was blown away with how great their products are, and I've been using Made In's cookware for a little over a year now. Made In designs professional quality products for the home cook, and their cookware is used in multiple 3 Michelin star restaurants. If they're good enough for them, they're good enough for you and me. They also partner with multi-generational factories and artisans to help bring you a curated collection of materials and shapes that you need in the kitchen. In this video, I'm using Made In's carbon steel collection, and if you're looking into making a switch to a non-toxic, uncoated pan, Made In's carbon steel collection is for you. They're a perfect hybrid of a cast iron pan and a stainless steel frying pan. They heat quickly, are light enough to maneuver on the stovetop, and they give you incredible heat control. Made In's carbon steel collection can also go from the stovetop to the oven and even over an open fire up to 1200 degrees. So if you, like me, want some good high quality cookware, y'all definitely need this set in your kitchen. Check out the carbon steel collection and Made In's other cookware by using the link in my description below. All right, let's get back to the chilaquiles. Vámonos! We're gonna be using 2 guajillo chiles. We're gonna toast them just a little bit. 1 chile puya and 3 chile de árbol. You don't wanna toast them too much. You just wanna bring out some of the natural flavor and aroma. Give them a little light toast. The árbol chiles will usually toast the fastest because they're small. We're also gonna go ahead and char the onion, the tomatoes, and the garlic. We'll probably put the garlics in here right now. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna press down on these a little bit. You wanna try and get a little bit of that toast on the whole chile. See these chiles de árbol? They're pretty much done. I'm gonna take those out. You don't wanna overdo these, so we're gonna reserve them over here to the side. Gonna flippity flip the garlic a little bit. All right, I'm gonna call these good. You don't want to burn them. You just wanna toast them a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and add our onion in here, right in the middle here. We're gonna add our tomatoes, give them a little char. I think this onion needs to get a little bit thinner. These garlics are getting nice and charred. That really adds a wonderful flavor to your salsas. I'm gonna pull these garlics out. Because the onions have a lot of moisture in them, they take a little bit longer, so I wanna put those in the middle of the pan where it's the hottest. I love to watch these tomatoes dance. That's just such a cool little thing, man. I love the way that looks. We've got a nice little char going here on our tomatoes and on the onions. We've got our garlic charred, our chiles charred. We got the color we want. This is gonna be super delicious, I promise. So let's get all of our chiles in here, and the onion, and the garlic, and the tomatoes. I waited for them to cool off a little bit so that they're a little easier to handle and the salsa won't create a lot of pressure inside the blender here. I've got 2 cups of water here. We're gonna start with about 1 cup. Remember, these tomatoes have a lot of water in them too, so you don't want it to be too runny. You just want it to have a nice consistency to go with your chilaquiles. All right, let's hit this bad boy. See, now I blended this a pretty good while, about a minute. I was watching for the flakes. I wanted those flakes to be really, really fine because we're not gonna strain the sauce. Normally, when we do guajillos and other dried peppers, we strain it, but in this case, we're not gonna strain it. We're gonna use it and cook it down. So that's why I blended it a little bit longer. Okay, now that we have it all blended, we're gonna go ahead and add a little salt. You could have added it at the beginning, but Arnitex actually forgot to add it at the beginning, so it's okay to add it afterwards and give it another little pulse because it's gonna cook anyway. Now the pepper is a fine grind. It's a 32 Fiesta brand. Just so y'all know, it's a fine pepper. We're gonna put the lid on it and just give it a quick little blend. So we're gonna put this on the stove over there and let it simmer and continue cooking all the way through while we make our chips for our chilaquiles. that 1 cup of water was perfect. This is the kind of consistency I want. Oh man, that's so good. Now all you have to do is take your corn tortillas, cut them into chips. You can make them as big or as small as you like. I like to just make them nice and big so that we get a little crunch there. You cut them into quarters and you're ready to go. All right, so we're letting this oil get nice and hot. This is probably not ready yet, but I'm just gonna show you guys. You see how it's starting to bubble a little bit? It's almost ready. Let's test the oil one more time. See how quickly that starts to bubble? Woof, I'd say we're ready. And it's usually better to do this in batches. Just drop a few at a time. If you're sitting at the right temperature, it does not take long at all. Maybe about 1.5 minutes or 2 at the most. You want to stir them around so they don't stick together. As soon as they come out, you want to shake just a little bit of salt on there. Now these look done to me, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them. Look at that beautiful golden color. I'm going to spread them out over here. And don't forget, you want to get that little shake of salt while there's still a little bit of oil on here. All right, friends, this is our last round. This is round 3. And this 12-inch made-in pan is perfect for frying chips like this. It gets nice and even heat. It gets the job done. All right, we want to spread these out a little bit so the next batch can lay right up here on top. These are pretty much done. Let's go ahead and pull these out. Another little shake of salt, my friends, and we are good to go with our chips. All right, now right before we shut it all down, we're gonna fry these 2 serrano peppers for a sort of kind of chile toreado. Whoa, 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 take it easy. Let's try one of these totopos. Oh yeah. We buy chips every week, probably 2 bags a week. When we make our own, it's like a whole different level of chips. We're gonna let these sit over here on the side and drain a little bit. We're gonna call that good. All right, my friends, you can see here, I brought the sauce over. It thickened up just a hair. Some of that moisture evaporated, but the key thing here was to cook the ingredients, to make sure that the tomato, the chiles, and the garlic, and the onion were fully cooked. And they are there now. We're gonna make some eggs. I like eggs with my chilaquiles. That's a hot pan. We're gonna turn it down a little bit more. Yeah, buddy, they're gonna be perfect. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of this oil in here. We're getting the pan hot. Pour this sauce in here. You want that. You wanna hear that. We wanna stir this up a little bit. Let it settle down. Let that oil emulsify and cook in with the sauce. We're gonna add the chips in here. These totopos. We're gonna reserve a couple of them. We're just gonna stir these up a little bit. Now, some people like to leave these in here for another 5 minutes or so, get them nice and soggy. I like just a little crunch in mine, so I'm turning the heat off already. I'm gonna let those soak a little bit. You wanna flippity flip them all the way around, get all that sauce all over them. Now, this is my version of Chilaquiles Rojos. Some people use different chiles. Some use no tomatoes. Personally, I like the tomatoes, and I like the umami that the tomato brings to the dish. All right, my friends, now all we gotta do now is get all of these delicious chilaquiles onto the plate here. And I like a nice full plate too. And like I said, some people leave them even longer. They like them much softer. I like just a tiny bit of firmness in there myself. We're gonna spread those out. Look how pretty these eggs turned out. These are gorgeous. We're gonna lay these right here on top of the chilaquiles. I'm just gonna get a couple of these and I'm gonna crunch them. This is not the normal standard stuff, but I like a little crunchy on mine. Everybody a little bit different, do them the way you like. Set that aside right over here. A little bit of queso fresco, whoops. Now, when I had them for the first time in my life, I was in Mexico City. Mine came with chicken and black beans. That was the first time I ever had black beans. I thought they were burnt. I told the waiter to take them back. He goes, no, these are different beans. You're from Texas. He goes, these are black beans. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Tasted them. They were amazing. The chilaquiles had chicken. They were amazing. And I fell in love with that dish ever since. I actually came home and bought a couple of bags of black beans and started cooking them for quite a while. Just a little bit of cilantro there for color and for presentation. You don't have to. Again, this is another option. You can put some crema. Very, very traditional and normal to use crema. Chilaquiles Rojos, Arnitect style. Beautiful, just beautiful. Almost forgot my chiles. I'm gonna cut these in half. Just add a couple of these in here too, just like that. Boom. Now for my favorite part. My mouth was literally like salivating when I was plating this dish. It looks beautiful. And look at those eggs, they're perfectly cooked. Look at that, beautiful. Oh baby, I'm looking forward to this. The chili sauce is just perfect. It's not hot, it's not spicy, it's just really delicious. So I'm gonna take another bite here just because it's nice and warm and it's delicious. Gotta get a bite of chile too. And of course, you guys know what I always say, everything's better in a taco. So taco it is. Flour tortilla for today. Ooh, that looks good. And of course, I gotta have me one serrano in there. Here we go. Oh, baby. That's so good. Wonderful. Friends, everything's better when it's wrapped in a tortilla, whether it's corn or flour. In this case, we got 2 tortillas going. They go really well together. Just saying, man. I'm gonna wrap this up because I wanna finish my taco while it's warm. Remember to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. Thanks for watching, friends. If you're interested in our American Pitmaster rubs, the Wow, the OG, and the brisket rub, go to pitmaster.us. Boom! Oh, that's so good.